Call Allah, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah HaKadosh, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS. To you I say Shalom and Shalom unto the hopeful elect. Kwame Yashala and Abad Babal. Alright, so I just want to share this post from X.com, Twitter. It's from Andrew Ross Page here, and he's a journalist, I believe. And it says, "Boos for J.D. Vance as he enters tonight's concert at the Kennedy Center, which is located in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital." And so the title says it all. It's so he enters the concert, he sits down, people boom, and someone in the background says, "Kill that Vice," threaten him. And I notice it's all Edomites at the concert too. A lot of them are Edomites, so it shows Edomites are not happy they're not really happy about the current rulership. And this is J.D. Vance, man. He's the vice president. He's the number 2. He's right after Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump goes down, he'll take over. So this is the number 2. He's a powerful man, and everybody just booed him. And one guy said, "Kill the vice." That's very serious, man. I'm just thinking, I'm just talking. I'm sure that guy probably got kicked out because this guy is rolling with security, and you can't just say things like that. But I find that J.D. Vance's reaction to this was very nonchalant. It's like he didn't really care. And I remember, man, back then, like if you were to boo a politician out in the open, like the way JD got booed, they would show some concern. These politicians, they don't even show any concern anymore. It's like they don't even care. And that's because the cat is out the bag. Everybody knows that politics is rigged. And these politicians, they're forwarding and pushing forth an agenda, right? They're pushing forth an agenda, which is the NWO. So they don't even care to hide that anymore. They don't even care. And this shows you that this place is on its way out. We're at the end. Hey, man, you Edomites are going to lose it all. You're going to lose everything. 2nd Edras 6 and 9, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." Deuteronomy 30 and 7, man, all them curses are going to befall upon you, and you're going to catch hell, right? You're about to enter your hell, and the Lord is going to kick you out of your heaven, and he's going to kick you into hell, and that's what you're going to experience real soon. Hell. All right, so let me play this.
Kill that light!
Boo. So this is Proverbs 29 and 2. "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice." So doesn't look like people are rejoicing, saying boo and kill that vice. So obviously the righteous are not in authority, because if they were, people would be rejoicing, people would be happy. "But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." That's right. So when the wicked is ruling, the people are mourning, and this is a sign of mourning. They're not satisfied with the current leadership, and it shows by them booing and saying "kill that vice." Also reading the comments, post by this guy named Johnny here. Don't know who he is. He's just expressing his opinion, right? "Warranted. Trump/Vance have been in power barely 2.5 months and have managed to crash our markets, undermine business and consumer confidence, eradicate critical federal jobs related to health, safety, education, and alienate our closest allies in a shit show." And it's true to the most, it's true for the most part, because Trump and Vance have caused a trade war between certain countries, and everything he's saying, it's true, right? And that that goes into what? Revelation 17 and 16. The beast and the 10 horns shall hate the whore. And that's what Trump and Vance are causing. They're causing the beast and the 10 horns to hate them, or hate America, which is the whore, by bringing forth these trade wars, man. So what he's saying is true. And what we're seeing, soon this hate between the beast and the whore, it's going to come to a destruction, a final destruction, which is a thermonuclear destruction. So he's not lying; it's true. But I'll just say this, pursuing to Revelation 13 and 11. It doesn't matter which horn you pick. The horn that's on, the two horns that are on the beast. It doesn't matter which horn you pick, because both horns are a part of that beast. They're on that beast. Both horns are about bringing forth the agenda of the beast, which is the NWO. It doesn't matter who you choose. That agenda is going to be fulfilled. So it doesn't matter if he's sitting here. It could be another guy, and they would still complain, because he's going to do the exact same thing. It doesn't matter who you pick. That's why people say, oh, are you left wing or right wing? It doesn't matter which wing you pick. Both wings are a part of the same bird. That bird is about bringing forth the NWO and that beast system. So it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. If it were someone else, if it were Biden and Kamala, it would have been the same thing, right? It would have been the same fucking thing. So you people are deluded into thinking that these people are going to do anything for you. So this is 2nd Edras chapter 15 and 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And that's what's going to happen in the future when all hell breaks loose, when there's a financial collapse and there's anarchy. People are going to take matters into their own hands, and yes, there's going to be different gangs and unions, people getting together and fighting amongst each other for resources and such. And they're not going to have any regard to the people that are in power, which is the authorities. That includes the president, the vice president, these different politicians, these mayors, police officers, these agents. People are not going to care. In fact, people are going to go against them and try to actually kill them. And they're going to blame them for their problems. Right? So that's why this guy, he said, kill the vice. People are going to actually probably try and kill this guy when all hell breaks loose. That's if he's still in power, right? So that's going to happen in the future. This is Sirach chapter 10 verse 1. "A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered." And that judge is really like a shepherd. The shepherd instructs the flock, the congregation, and the shepherd protects them, right? So it says, "And the government of a prudent man is well ordered." And the United States is not well ordered. The United States government is not well ordered. And a lot of these judges, they're not wise going into the leadership. You know why they're not wise? Because they don't fear Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. They don't believe in God. Right? They believe in money and Satan. That's what they believe in. In God we trust. Yeah, which God are you talking about? The God that they trust is Satan and their money. Verse 2, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is. Such are all they that dwell therein." So the judge is just like the people, right? And the people is just like the judge, right? So they're going to have the same spirit. And J.D. Vance is in the same spirit as Trump, right? And they're very proud. They don't really care. And they're set in their ways, man. Verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. And I'll just say this, when Yahushua sets up the kingdom, it's going to be in order, because the laws, statutes, and commandments are going to be the standard. Serving Yahweh Shemel Shai and following the laws, statutes, and commandments is going to be the standard. And it's going to be in order. You're not going to have all this chaos. You're not going to have all these different opinions, all these different philosophies, destroying the minds of the people. Right? It's just going to be a utopia. Right now, what we're experiencing is a dystopia. Right? Everything is out of order. Everything is backwards. Right? So I just brought this out just to expose the leadership and the people. Right? Now this is Proverbs chapter 29 verse 12. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. And that's true. That's true. Right? And it is a great sin in any, especially in rulers, when they hearken to lies, because it causes them not only to give a wrong judgment, I'm sorry, let me just say that again, not only does it give them the ability to give like a wrong judgment themselves of persons and things, but they encourage others, to give wrong information. Right, and that's what you're seeing. It's like they lie, and then their officers and their subordinates they lie, and then they believe in lies, and then it just causes wickedness to flourish. Right, because America is really built upon lies. That's why when you go into Nahum, the 3rd chapter, it talks about woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies, and this place is a bloody city, and it's built upon lies. And in order for you to tell a lie, you got to know the truth. There's a lot of things they're not bringing out. There's a lot of things that they're not telling the people. And the people, they feel a certain way. They don't trust politicians. They don't trust the parties that they're involved in. That's why you have a lot of alternative news. You have a lot of truthers out there. You have a lot of people who are against the government because they know that the rulers are liars, man. And that's why I brought this precept out. Proverbs 29:12. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. It's true. And these people are liars, and the people under them are wicked as hell. The United States government is very wicked. Very, very wicked. Very, very wicked. Anyway, this is Nahum chapter 3 verse 1. Woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The noise of a whip, and the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots. That's right. Now, woe to the bloody city, and woe means destruction. This is a bloody city because they have spilt the blood of the saints, and a lot of people have died over here on this land. A lot of bloodshed. Hey man, especially the saints. You Native Americans, you so-called Negroes, you indigenous tribes, man. Your blood was spilt over here. And it's full of lies and robbery. They robbed you too. They took your land. They took your name. They took your heritage. And then they lied. They spread lies about you. They spread lies about Yahweh Shemel Shai. They have covered up that you are the chosen people. And now they're saying that they are the chosen people. The prey departeth not, the noise of a whip, the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots. And America is a big city. Yes, it's a country, but it's like a big city, and that's what you hear, man. You hear a lot of cars, you hear a lot of vehicles moving up and about, all these trucks, all these street lights. And it's very, very busy. Verse 3, the horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. And that's going to happen in the future. That bright sword and glittering spear is talking about the missiles. And that's what's going to slay that big multitude. That's what's going to make these bodies hit the floor, man. So this is going into destruction of Nineveh, which is America today, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of armies, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. And that's going to happen when you go down. But yeah, you are the well-favored harlot. Everybody wants to come over here and do business with you, and they partake in your witchcrafts, because you are the mistress of witchcrafts. Why? Because you take on all the ancient customs and ancient witchcraft from these different nations that were before you. These ancient nations like Babylon, Greece, Rome, Persia, right? And the list goes on. Egypt. Yeah, you're into witchcraft, man. That's why a lot of people come over here. They sell their souls. And that's why at Revelation 18 it talks about all the delicacies that are found in Babylon, and it states that some of those delicacies are the souls of men. A lot of men and women have come over to this place to sell their soul, so they can make money. And you know what it takes to sell your soul. That means you got to get involved with witchcraft. You got to serve the devil. So that's what this place is about, serving the devil, witchcraft, man. And all your politicians, they're into witchcraft. And a lot of them are Masons too, which Masons are Luciferians. And yes, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yoshai is against you. He's not with you, he's against you. Anyways, man, this is Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1, the coming Messiah, which is Yahushua, the righteous branch. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Yeah, that's true, because you have certain pastors, which a pastor is a shepherd. You have these different leaders of these different churches, and also in this thing of ours too, man. They're destroying and scattering the sheep by not teaching the doctrine correctly. But this can also apply to these people because they're leaders and they're over the sheep. Because they work for the government. You know what the government means? It means to control the mind. That's what government means when you break the word down. It means to control the mind. So they're controlling the minds of the masses, which the masses are like sheep. Alright, so and they're scattering them, and they don't care. And that's what's going on in Israel today. I'm just comparing this chapter to what's going on in the world, and also just breaking it down to what's going on in Israel today. Verse 2, therefore thus saith the Lord power of Yasharallah against the pastors that feed my people, yea, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. And then you're going to be visited, man, because you have a lot of blood on your hands. A lot of you pastors, you're not warning the people and telling them the right things, and now blood, now their blood is going to be upon you, and they're going to die in their iniquity, these people, and you have to pay for that. You have to pay for that. I believe that's found in, I think that's Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. I think it goes into that. How you have to warn, the wicked, and you have to warn him that he's going off, and if you don't warn him, then his blood will be on your hands, and you're going to have to pay for that. But yeah, man, the Lord is going to visit you for misleading the people. Verse 3, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I'm going to just say this, the greatest pastor of all was Yahushua, and he still is. Don't get it twisted, because he literally fed the people carnally and also spiritually. And I want to just go into that. You see, these people, they're not good pastors. They're not good pastors. They're not feeding the people the right things. They're not helping them out. But I just want to get this. This is Matthew chapter 14. I'm going to start at... I'm going to start at 15. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, "This is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away, that they may go into the villages and buy themselves victuals." I believe that's provisions, like food. But Yahushua said unto them, "They need not depart. Give ye them to eat." Right? Because he wanted to teach them. You have to teach them. Don't let them scatter. We got work to do. We got to teach them. And they say unto him, "We have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He said, "Bring them hither to me." And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and brake, and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat, and were filled, and they took up the fragments that remained, 12 baskets full. Yeah, so I believe, he fed 5,000 men. Anyways, it says, and they had eaten were about 5,000 men, beside women and children. That's right. So yeah, he fed 5,000 people, and that's a miracle, man. So he fed them with real food, but also he was giving them the real food as well. He was feeding them the truth. That's why the scripture says you're supposed to eat this roll. And Yahushua, he set up to give you the roll. He set up to feed you. And the people are not being fed. The flock is not being fed. And the people are tired of it. Instead, they're giving the people lies. They're not giving them the truth. They're not giving them real freedom. They think they are, but they're not. So these are not your shepherds. And certain people in Israel, they're not your shepherds either. Especially coming out of the Sakari. The IUIC, they're not teaching you the full truth, the 100% truth. Alright, so I just wanted to just talk about that. Actually, you know what? First, see if I can get a preset. Here we go. This is John chapter 6 verse 5. It says, actually verse 34, it says, "Then said they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. And Yahushua said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst." That's right. "But I said unto you that ye also have seen me, and believe not. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. For I came down from heaven, not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me. And this is the Father's will which has sent me, that of all which he hath given me I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me, that every one which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life, and I'll raise him up at the last day." So yeah, man, you're never gonna go hungry. You're never gonna be thirsty. You're gonna have this truth. You're gonna have this knowledge. Kind of reminds me of Revelation, the 5th chapter, man. The Lord, he loosed the seals, the 7 seals. That's another title or alias that he goes by, the King of the 7 Seals. That's why we're able to get this truth. It's really because of Yahushua, man. That's why we're not thirsty. That's why we're not hungry. We're not lost. And that's something that our people, our people are actually famished out here spiritually. That's why a lot of our people, they aspire to be famous. They aspire to be a somebody. That word fame, it goes back to hunger, man. Them people that are famous or that are always looking to be famous, they're really hungry and they're empty inside, man. They're spiritually lacking. But when you come into this truth, that's not going to be the case for you. You're going to be full, man. You're going to eat to your heart's content. All right. So yeah, man, people out here, they're hungry. They're hungry, man. People out here, they're hungry spiritually. And these people, they're not feeding them. And it shows by the way the people are responding to them. Kill the vice. Boo. Shows you people are hungry, man. And people are mourning. There's a lack of bread out here. And that's another thing, man. You know, the famine of the word is coming. Famine of bread. Bread. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And you know, there's going to be a cutoff time for people being able to hear the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yashai, which is really getting this truth. There's going to be a time where the men of the Lord, they're no longer going to be on the highways and byways. If you want that bread, if you want that water, which is really hearing the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yashai, you have to go to the men that are on the highways and byways, which are the real prophets. They're going to feed you. They're going to feed you. Man, the shepherds are out there, man. The Lord shepherds are out there. You just have to hearken onto them. That's if the Spirit's working with you. But that's going to be cut off real soon, man. No longer going to be able to upload videos. We're no longer going to be able to go on the highways and byways. The internet's going to be cut off in that day. You know, when the time of trouble hits, man, the men of the Lord are not going to come to you and go into the book and break down Genesis, the first chapter, go into the MOTB. That time's done, man. The time to get the truth is now. The Spirit of the Lord has to be on you to get it. Alright? I'm going to close up with this. Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. There you go. And that wisdom and knowledge, which that comes from Yahweh B'Shem Yashai, which comes out of the word, obviously, because Yahweh Shai is the whole volume of the book, that's going to keep you stable in hard times. And we're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble, where all odds are going to be against you, man. And strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh is his treasure. And that's right, you got to fear the Lord, man. You got to fear the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And that's what keeps a hedge over you, man. So when all hell breaks loose, man, a lot of you people are not going to be stable, because you don't have the Lord. You don't have that wisdom and knowledge. And you're not going to be saved, man, because you don't have that fear. A lot of you people don't fear. So you people are going to be caught up out there, man. Anyways, man, that's it. Hope this is edifying. Till next time, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rakah HaKodesh, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS. To you I say Shalom, and Shalom unto the hopeful elect, Kwam Yashala, and Abad Babal. Shalom.